amount of natural disasters happening in the world, it wouldn't be surprising if one was to hit Ngatea. What we want to know is if Ngatea is ready for a natural disaster, and what natural disasters are most likely to hit our town.
We asked people on the streets of Ngatea to see if they are ready for a natural disaster.
No. No, I don't, no.
No, we don't.
Sort of.
Probably no.
Yes.
With our findings, we realised many people aren't ready for a natural disaster. So what natural disasters are most likely to hit Ngatea? We interviewed Dale Reid, Civil Defence Manager, to find out.
Well, the most common would be the wind and rain events that we get from time to time, the ex-tropical cyclones, but also, of course, a lower risk might be a tsunami, where you get surging coming up the Piako River, and also a very low risk, I suppose, of earthquakes, because everywhere in New Zealand is subject to earthquakes, but that's a very low risk. But of course we do live, Ngatea and Thames are both close to the Karapehi fault line, so there is a small risk of earthquakes, but the most common would be your wind and rain events that bring surface flooding.
Now we know the two main natural disasters that may threaten Ngatea. What we now want to know is, how do Ngatea emergency services handle a natural disaster?
We prepared for it was just to let the public know what natural disasters could happen, and then once it does happen, if there is a natural disaster like a flood, there's been a lot of floods around here over the years, and Thames and what have you, and we just work with civil defence and fire and ambulance, and we just all work together as a team really.
We are a wee bit prepared. We've been having meetings with the St John's and the police and Environment Waikato and the District Council. So we've got a few plans in place if something happens, just depends what happens. But people have got to realise that they've got to look after themselves for those first few hours, 2 or 3 days maybe, before we can get a chance, because we may have to get our gear out of the area and up into a safe place so we can actually come back and help later on. As long as people understand that we won't be there for the first hour or two to help them at some times maybe.
Families, here's things you need to remember to keep safe. Have a survival kit, torch with spare batteries, radio with spare batteries, first aid kit and essential medicines, blankets or sleeping bags, pet supplies, face and dust masks, change of clothes, canned or dried food, at least 3 litres of water per person per day, water for washing and cooking, a gas barbecue to cook on, a can opener. Check and replace food and water every 12 months. Consider stocking a 2-week supply of food and water.
Look after yourself and neighbours. Help them when needed. Check on your neighbours regularly. Give food and water if needed.
Hopefully, we never have a natural disaster anytime soon, but we can't be too safe to prepare ourselves just in case.